My family loves theme parks and amusement parks, and we have for years. I get asked sometimes, well, what's the deal? Why do you guys love them so much? Well, here's 7 reasons why we love theme and amusement parks. Maybe more than other people. There are a lot of reasons to love theme parks and amusement parks, but not everybody understands that. There are a lot of people out there that look at me like I'm weird, and yeah, I am, okay, but because in particular of my family's fascination with theme parks and amusement parks, they don't understand it, and I have some even family members that just kind of look at me like there's something wrong. So here are 6 reasons why my family and I, in particular, love theme and amusement parks. Things that are wonderful for us, and yes, there's a couple on here that are a little different and that some people don't quite understand. So let me help explain them. Number 1, it's an escape. It's a way of getting away from real life problems or work problems, stress that goes on with life, and just kind of leaving it behind for a little while. So many times life just brings us a whole bunch of stress and junk and all sorts of problems, and just dealing with all that sometimes is overwhelming. It's a great way to kind of forget all of that, to leave the real world behind and just go someplace that you don't have those issues. When I go into a theme park, one of our rules is we leave real world behind. We forget about it for a while just to relax. For some people, they do that going to, say, a beach or a mountain resort or someplace where they just sit and do nothing for a while. For me, hey, let's hit a theme park. That's just how I do it, and I love it. I can do the others, but sitting still for that long of a period of time starts to get to me after a little bit. And I want to go do something. I can sit at home. That's easy. But if I'm not at home, I want to be doing. I do that at a theme park. It's a great way to escape. Number 2, really related to that, it's stress relief. Not only am I escaping the real world, but I am finding ways to release that stress. The tension that builds up. Honestly, I can go to a theme park and I can let it go. One of the things that we did, for example, when we lived in Tampa, my wife and I taught at an inner city Tampa elementary school that had lots of issues and lots of stress. Our passes to Busch Gardens were our lifesavers because we would go up to Busch Gardens, say once a week sometimes, or every 2 weeks. Right after school, we'd drive up, we'd hop on the coasters, and we would scream out the stress. Between the adrenaline rush from the coaster and the being able to yell and let it go, and oh my goodness, it was relaxing. Honestly, it was a lifesaver to be able to release all that pent-up frustration. And that adrenaline rush that we would get on the coasters that I mentioned, it was more than just stress relief as well. Believe it or not, for many people, adrenaline is a good thing. It's a way to actually get a form of exercise. I know that's a crazy thought that you get exercise riding on coasters. But not only do you have all the walking that you do in parks, and you're going to walk a lot in most parks, but it's actually been shown that on just a short 1-minute roller coaster ride, you can burn anywhere from 40 to 100 calories depending upon the ride, and a lot of that is just adrenaline. And even with somebody like me, I've got my heart condition, I can't do strenuous work. I can't do anything that's going to strain my heart, but adrenaline actually gets my heart pumping and moving in a way that's good for it without being risky. That's not true for everybody, but for many of us, the adrenaline is a good thing. So, hey, yes, you actually even get health benefits from stress relief. Stress relief is an amazing thing. And again, part of that comes from leaving it behind, getting to go on thrill rides where you can let out the scream and attention. It was a wonderful, amazing lifesaver in that regard. And I still find myself now, when I'm starting to get stressed out, I want to go to someplace with coasters and let out the stress. Number 3, the opportunity to try new things that you can't otherwise. There are so many experiences that you can find in a theme park that you just simply can't any other place. The ability to travel around the world and experience other countries, for example. If you go to Epcot, you've got all the world pavilions that are around the World Showcase. Busch Gardens in Virginia has all sorts of places from Europe, with Germany and Scotland, and it's a great way to experience those places like that. It's not just limited to places in our world. You can go to the past. You can go to the future. You can go to other planets in some theme parks. It is an amazing way to get out and explore and experience things like that, but also to be able to experience things that you just can't at home. If you want to go skydiving, okay, it's a little expensive and you have to worry about the risks, but you can experience something just like skydiving at a theme park, much safer and cheaper. You can go through fairy tale stories with the dark rides. You get to experience Broadway quality shows in some places for a lot less than the actual show would cost. You get to try foods you normally wouldn't get to try. There's so many different kinds of things at theme parks that you can't see at home. Magic shows, live music, entertainers, acrobats, go to an Old West saloon, the roller coasters. Again, so many different things that you get to experience that are out of the ordinary, and that's one of the things that makes it absolutely amazing. Number 4, when done properly, it can be cheap entertainment. Now, this isn't going to be true of the Disney parks in particular because their passes are ridiculously expensive. But for most parks, you can pick up a season pass, an annual pass, or a monthly membership relatively inexpensive. And then if you visit the park several times, you're going to more than get your money's worth out of it and actually be able to get a lot of entertainment for not very much money. The typical annual pass is somewhere around $80 to $100 at most parks. If you go to that park once a month, that's not that often, but once a month, that's going to come out to around $8 to $10 per visit. And that's going to go down even less if you visit more often. You compare that to other entertainment, that's a meal at McDonald's. It's the price of a movie ticket. And you get to spend all day enjoying all that entertainment. That's actually a really good deal. And when you're somebody like me who actually normally goes more often than that, it becomes even cheaper entertainment. How often can you find something that cheap to do? If you go to a show in Branson even, your cheap shows are going to be $25 to $50 a person. And go to Silver Dollar City for $10 with the annual pass if you go often enough. If you go to the movies, it can cost just as much. And believe it or not, food at theme parks is actually oftentimes a little bit cheaper than what you find at the movie theaters. Bowling, I spend a lot more money going bowling than I do going to a theme park. So a number of things that you normally would think of as entertainment, if you do the annual passes and you go often enough, theme parks can actually become pretty cheap. And those passes oftentimes include discounts on the parking and the food and the merchandise and other stuff. Pretty soon you're not paying that much. We found way back when my kids were tiny that investing in annual passes for us, doing it one time or monthly, however we wanted to do it, more than made up for itself. While other people would be spending large amounts of money on entertainment every month, we were basically spending it on gas and snacks. And that was about it because we had already paid for it. And we spent far less money on our amusement park passes than if we had been doing other things. So it's a good way to actually get a lot of entertainment, a variety of entertainment, for not a whole lot of money if you're smart about it. Number 5, it brings out the kids in all of us. This is actually one of my huge ones, and this and the next one are actually my most important ones, and the ones that not everybody gets. We would tell people at Walt Disney World that Disney was for kids of all ages, from 1 to 100. You don't have to be child age to be a kid. It allows your inner child to come out for you to be able to enjoy it like a child would. It's why I would see people when they visited Mickey Mouse for the first time start crying, even if they were in their 70s or 80s. It allows that inner child to come out. Not everybody understands this. My sister in particular kind of looks at me like I'm just off my rocker sometimes, because when I'm in the parks, it's real. Or at least I'm pretending it's real. I know the characters are actually just people dressed up in costume. But I forget that. I let the child in me come out. Oh, look, it's the Mad Hatter. We gotta go meet him. I don't have his autograph yet. And that's okay. It really is okay to be like that in the theme or amusement park. That's part of it. To play with them and interact with them as if they're real. Because the more you allow them to be real and get in character and enjoy the show that it is, the more fun it is. While I know a number of adults who go to parks and enjoy them, but they don't get into that, and you can see the enjoyment level is a different level. Now, that doesn't mean you get all creepy and weird on it. There is a way to go way beyond what you should as well. You can definitely allow your child to come out and see everything new, see everything is real, and everything is wonderful. And it makes the trips so much more fun. Yeah, let your inner child come out. I love being able to go and just experience it as if I was a kid. It's one of the reasons I loved going when my kids were young, because I could see it through their eyes. If I have the opportunity to go with a family that has kids, it's a refresher and a reminder, hey, this is what it is. So I encourage you, if you're having a hard time seeing it through a kid's eyes, borrow a kid. It'll help. And number 6, I love it for the memories that it creates. The memories of experiencing something together with family and friends. Memories that can't be experienced anyplace else. The best part of theme parks is being able to form memories and experiences with others. Yes, I love my days on my own, but many of my best memories, even on days I go by myself, are watching other people and what happens with them. I still have a blast. I still make memories on my own. But when I see people I know, my family members, my friends, and we all get to experience it together, it takes it to another level. Lifelong memories. I've done videos about my favorite memories at the parks. My kid's very first time at Disney. My daughter's ride on X, which got me in trouble, but it was worth it. My son's very first ride on his big coaster. And so many other memories are wrapped up in that. The shows that we've seen together and been in together. My son being the victim of a Christmas elf or a talking tree. My daughter getting to walk the tightrope at the fair. And just a number of things like that that we experienced as a family. Trying new foods, riding rides, seeing shows, stepping into new worlds, and watching it through their eyes. The opportunities when watching them experience something brand new, like Pandora, or seeing the world of Harry Potter come to life. Those kinds of moments for us stand out as just amazing memories we've had together. And we can sit down and say, hey, do you remember that time that we did this, or when we went to that park, or we saw it? And it really brings us together. Every family needs those moments. And not every family does them at amusement parks. We've done them in other places as well and gone to see things and experience places. But amusement parks are a wonderful place to be able to do it. To bring people together. My very first date with my wife was at an amusement park. At Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk, where we kind of got ditched onto a roller coaster. Then ended up on a second roller coaster where it had a nice dark tunnel, and I found out she was afraid of the dark. And yes, we got a nice close ride before we had even started dating. Our favorite memories are of that first date revolving around the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk and the amusement park. And it started our relationship there. Favorite part, the memories. And I imagine that's true for a lot of other people as well. What makes an amusement park or a theme park great for you? I'd love to hear all that. Please share them in the comments below. Do you have other things that you like? Tell me. Do you think I'm off my rocker? Let me know that as well. Please don't forget to hit that like button, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. God bless. Okay, this is 7 reasons that we love theme parks. It just scared the stray cat away with the clap. All right. Piece of food. Ugh. That in and all of that kind of leads to number 4, where the and those experiences really kind of lead into number 4. The different, I want to say adrenaline rush. Including a couple that there are some out there who just don't quite understand. Take it from me, some just don't understand. Okay. Terrible DJ Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince reference. Never mind. Okay. So many times that we have lots of ways of... Yeah. If you go to Epcot, you've got all the different world positions. Yeah, no, that's not it. You can experience... That's going to come out to around 8 to... It's why I would see people in their 70s crying over Mickey? Yeah, don't meek Mickey. That would be gross. Whatever meeking is. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to know about contact information, fan pages, merchandise, and more, please be sure to check the description below. If you enjoyed this video and you'd like to know when I have new ones, well, make sure you hit that subscribe button right up there. And if you want to see another one of my videos, well, I've got a great one for you right here. And a huge thank you to these wonderful people here who support me on Patreon and with YouTube memberships. They get behind the scenes information, special perks, and more. If you'd like to know more about that, well, make sure you check that button right there. Thank you so much.